Arsenal, Eberechi Eze, Arteta, there's one thing you should understand. You see, rejection is not denial. If somebody rejects you, it does not mean that you are unworthy. It just means that, you see, life is taking you on a different and better path. Now, let me explain something to you. If you look at Eberechi Eze's journey so far, it was full of ups and downs. In fact, the downs was much than the up. Now, let me give you his brief story so far. Now, if you see Eberechi Eze, he was once an Arsenal player. Now, Eberechi Eze joined Arsenal first at the age of 8, 2006, right, where he played for their academy. Now, he played for the academy for about 5 years, like thinking that, okay, yes, I'm going to play like in Arsenal's first team. Like, one day, I will play for this club. But those dreams was cut short. At 2013, he was being released by Arsenal. Now, you see this particular thing, it broke Eberechi Eze down. Like, the next day, after he was released, he went for normal training the next day. The man was crying, like, he was training. He was balling, but he was in mad tears. Like, if the whole world has crumbled, like if his dreams has ended. And after that, it was a bumpy ride. It was real bumpy for Eberechi Eze. After that, he moved to Reading, he moved to Millwall, he moved to Fulham. And you see all these clubs, none was long term, it was all short term. Like, you just go there, play small, leave, go there, play. So his journey was like this. But finally, in 2016, he joined QPR, and that was where he actually experienced senior football. That was when, like, he burst out the scene. Like, everybody was like, this boy, you are good though. So how come that you have not really like had a stable club for so long, right? He bought out at QPR. He stayed in QPR for 4 years, and you see that 4 years, what this boy did was mad impressive, and that was what caught the eyes of Crystal Palace, whereby in 2020 he finally earned a big move to Crystal Palace to play in the Premier League, where he actually belongs. And since then, since this boy arrived in the Premier League, this guy has been low-key tormenting teams. Like, if this boy is fit and is playing your team, you are in trouble. He causes commotion after commotion. In fact, at some point, I even felt that this guy was even way better than Olise. But the truth is that why you have not really like seen him on a consistent basis, just injuries. He has been having like some kind of injuries like yearly. That's why you see that people didn't really like notice him that much based on the injuries. And now finally, he has secured his dream move to Arsenal. But if you look at this thing, it was not looking like if he was going to Arsenal. Because before he signed, see Tottenham Hotspur was all over his matter. Like, the probability of him joining them was like 80%. In fact, so everybody has already joined Tottenham Hotspur, but Arsenal just came through the back door, sneaked, and snatched this guy. In fact, they did not snatch him. It's just like a prodigal son, right? You see, Arsenal and Eberechi, it's more like a prodigal son come back home. So he's going back home where he actually belongs. Continue going on with this video. If you have stayed up to this point, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. But you see, these Arsenal fans, you have started talking nonsense again. Which one is any place that you don't see an Igbo man, nothing good to come out of that place? So Liverpool that does not have anybody of like an Igbo dialect, so nothing good is happening there. Manchester City, nothing good is Arsenal fans, you people should calm down. But now you see Spurs, see, this summer transfer window has not actually been fair to both Spurs and Newcastle. These guys have been chopping breakfast like left, right corner. The kind of breakfast this guy has been eating, only Tottenham, they are like almost 5 of their targets has rejected them. Over 5. In fact, the one that even pained me the most was Morgan Gibbs-White. They had already signed Morgan Gibbs-White. Not after I say for what? What happened? They gave him a new deal. You get now, you see this particular thing that happened to Tottenham is only going to force them to like fork out about close to 80 to 70 million to get Savino from Manchester City, right? Because they are in talks with Manchester City like since last week to get Savino. But you see the fact that their main target, which is AZ, has moved to Arsenal, and them now they know that they cannot they cannot continue this season without a strong attacking option, because they are currently playing in the Champions League, right? So they need like mad reinforcement, because now if you look at their number 10, Madison is already injured, so they need like mad reinforcement. So like this now, you see that these guys in coming days, don't be surprised that you hear that Tottenham has paid about 70 million or something million to get Savino for Manchester City. Now, bad news for Arsenal. Now you see Calvert, when everybody will be like, okay, yeah, sharp, the partnership, Calvert, Gyökeres, the competition, blah, 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 blah. Calvert has picked up an injury, and this guy will be sidelined for a very, very long time. I think this was what like triggered Arsenal to make that Arsenal deal, to make the Ibrahim deal happen ASAP. I'm very, very sure that was what triggered them to like, oh, guy, we need, because we're playing Champions League, we're trying to like win the league, so we need to have a very, very tight squad. But guys, do you know that this life is very, very funny? Now, if you look at what is currently happening in the world of football in the Premier League, you see Wissa, Brentford striker, that guy is going on strike. Like, he's currently on strike at Brentford, that he wants a move to Newcastle. And now in Newcastle, Alexander Isak, the main striker, is currently on strike because he wants a move out of Newcastle. Oh, this thing is this thing is mad funny. It is crazily funny. And you see currently, you see Brentford has rejected a second bid from Newcastle to get Wissa for about 35 million. So they are trying to tell Newcastle that, come Newcastle, if you want our striker, if you know you want Wissa, pay good money and stop bringing chicken change.
Because you see Brentford are trying to let Newcastle understand that, come on, Newcastle, I have been seeing what you have been doing in this transfer window. You will not tell me that you were willing to pay about 90 million for Sesko. You were willing to pay about 90 million for Hugo Ekitike. But now, our boy Wissa that is Premier League proven, you are sending a second bid of 35 million. Baba, you are not serious.
If you've not still subscribed, kindly hit on the subscribe option. It's going to be on this part of your screen. Smash on the like button. Give this video a thumbs up. Stay tuned for our next updates, and you're watching Everything Football.